Hey crafty family, it's me! And today we're going to make something cute and fun and silly. I'm going to make, and we're going to start from the beginning, but I kind of started with one sheet. We're going to make these cute little butterfly doohickey things, and maybe some hangy things with these like flower things. I've painted them, and I'm going to hang them from string, and then I'm going to use these to make a mobile. A mobile? I don't know what they're called. Mobile? Yeah, maybe they're called mobiles. Generally they hang over a baby's crib, but this isn't for a baby. That type of thing. And then I'm going to attach these little doohickeys to it, and I'm going to paint these, and we're going to have fun with it. And it's just a cute little spring thing. Just a spring thing. Just something simple. I had a really rough weekend, and aside from having health problems and money problems, I also am pretty much mentally abused by somebody. That kind of sucks, and it really puts a lot of stress on my life every single day. So I get it from all ends: health, finances, and mentally. I'm always constantly under a lot of stress. I'm surprised that I haven't died of a heart attack, honestly, because that's how stressful my life can be. But anyway, what I'm using is Canson watercolor 9x12 140-pound paper. And I just take a sheet, and I might actually do 2 sheets to be on the safe side to make sure. And we're going to do back and front of each of these sheets. I'll start with one, and we're going to watercolor the hell out of them. And on these, let's see, I have lots of cheap watercolors. They're all cheap, like as cheap as you can get. That's what I use, folks. I use the cheap stuff. I'm going to put this back up of my desk so it's out of the way. And I've got one that's just plain colors, and then these two are like metallic-y. So we're going to play with these. I like them. They're cheap, but you know, that's how I roll. And this one, the thing likes to come off of it. Well, I'll take it off since I'm going to have it open here anyway. And all I'm going to do for this, if I can get this to cooperate and give myself some room, which is something I don't really have. Actually, I am going to go run and put some water in this, so I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay, we're back. And what I'm going to do is start with a very wet page. So that we get a lot of flowing color. So that's what I want. It's okay if it starts to curl up, I don't mind. And then I'm just going to take some random colors that I like purple, and I'm just going to go like this. And then I'm just going to randomly paint. So what I'll probably end up doing is, after a few minutes, I might fast forward through this so that it doesn't bore you, but I'll do like the first sheet and kind of show you what I'm kind of doing and why I'm doing it this way. Because I just want to get color on here, and I just want it to be kind of random, and unfortunately some of these metallics are not very opaque, so it's hard to get. They don't have a lot of pigment, but they're really pretty when they're on. So, and I've got 2 sets. You probably can't see the other one over here. It's to my left. They don't like to, it's hard to get the color started, unlike the regular watercolors, which are more chalky. These have like a, I don't know, I guess the metallic causes it to not be a little harder to break through that top layer when it's dry. Don't know. But they're fun to use. You just got to work at them. Like, I don't know if you can see them. You just got to sit here and work at them a little bit to get some color out of them. It's pretty color though. And mostly I'm just here to put a bunch of color down and play. That's it. Throw the color down and play. Oh. Let's see. Let's do a nice bright green. We'll add some metallic purple if we can get it to cooperate. And we'll throw in some yellow. And the paper starts to get dry after a few minutes. And we'll do some metallic green. Very light. We'll do some orange. It looks like sunshine. Might have to add a little bit of color to this metallic-y green because it's very light. What I might do is pick up some of that, put it in with the metallic, and see if it gives a little bit more pigment. A little bit. And then let's see. Do a lighter pink. We'll do, what else are we going to do? How about a different blue maybe? Okay, that looks pretty. Doesn't that look pretty? So very colorful, very pretty. And then now what I'm going to do is dry it just a little bit, not all the way. And now I'm going to take a fan brush, if I can find it. There it is. And I'm going to dip it in some water, and I'm going to put splatters down. All kinds of splatter. Lots and lots. And let that sit for a second just like that. And make sure I have enough splatter. It's hard to see sometimes. I like the effect it gives. You let it sit for a minute, and what it winds up doing, let's see if it'll do it now. What I do is I take an old rag that I have. You can use a paper towel. And then I'm picking up the water that I just splattered. Drying it really good. And then you see that spotted effect? That's what I was going for. I didn't get enough of it here. And actually, I wonder, let's see. You know what I should try? I should use the fan brush and try to take some color and splatter some color. I haven't done that yet, so let's do that on this one. Oops, splattering on my face. My face is going to be covered. And we'll do purple too, like this nice dark purple. That'll be nice. Ooh, nice. Nice, folks, nice. How cool is that? Now if I spray it a little bit, I bet you it'd be cool too. Oh yeah. Cool. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And I've got it all over my damn face. We're going to do one more color. I want to do this dark teal. My favorite colors are pink, teal, purple, and I like them all together. And this is, like I said, all using cheap watercolors. Easy breezy. You know what I'm saying? Let's add some more of that pink, since it's kind of disappearing on me here. Cool. Some spray. Get that moving around a little bit. Yeah. How freaking cool is that? That looks awesome. I like how that's moving around. And then we're going to dry it just like that. Actually, spray it here a little bit more. Actually, I don't want it to move around too much, so I'm just going to let this dry on its own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this out of the way carefully so it doesn't get off level, and then we can start the other one because we're going to do both sides. So let me let this dry first. Okay, so now we'll start on this sucker. I'm going to make sure that my surface is not... I got splatters of watercolor all in my watercolors, but that's easy to fix. And actually, I'm probably not going to use the metallics because they just take too long right now for what I'm trying to do. Just the solid colors are just easier to work with. Okay. Now we're going to do basically the same thing. This time I'm going to start in the middle. It's not about, I'm not trying to draw anything or anything like that. I am strictly just wanting to stick some color down. That's it. That's my only real goal here. And you want to pick colors that when they're next to each other, they're not going to make mud unless you're careful of how you place them. So if you can place them to where they're not going to, you know, hit each other too badly and become muddy, then you should be okay. I am by far not a watercolorist. Because obviously, even though it does kind of look cool though, we'll give it that. I'm not like that kind of artist. I am somebody who likes to play with pretty colors. Now we're going to go for the dark purple, but I need to re-wet my paper. I think that looks awesome. What do you think? Now my timer went off because before, at this time, my camera decided to shut off. And so I'm curious to if my camera's going to shut off, but at least I'll be able to hear it if it shuts off. So I'm wondering if it'll let me keep going. So anyway, that's what we got. I'm going to dry it a little bit and then we're going to do the water spot thing. Okay, it's not fully dry, but it's pretty dry. So I'm going to take this fan brush and do that thing again. Before I do the other sides of these, I'm going to have to clean my water because, yep, my water is a very strange dark color. Okay, so the camera did shut off. Like a dummy, I didn't hear it. I thought I would hear it because last time I heard it, I don't know. Also, I figured out that somebody in the last video when I used this camera for the first time said they heard a noise in the background. I thought it was my fan because at the time I had my fan on and my fan's like kind of makes a weird noise and it sounded like that could have been it when I was editing the video. Turns out it's not, because when I put the video that I did before the camera shut off onto the computer so I can empty the camera and start filming again, there was this weird grinding noise and I was like, what the heck? So if you hear that in the first part of the video, I'm hoping it won't be there this time. It seems to be hit or miss. I tried to do some video and I recorded like 5 1-minute videos while I was letting all this stuff dry, and I tested it and it kind of happens hit or miss. I don't know what that is. I put my ear against the camera and I can hear it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it possibly could be making a weird grinding noise, but there is some sort of noise. So hopefully it's not happening right now. I'll have to look into that more and try to figure out how to get it to stop. So I apologize, but it doesn't seem to be that bad where it's like, you know, you want to like slit your throat over it, or, you know, but it is a little bit annoying. So I will try my best to figure out what that is and get it to stop. So anyway, this is the one that we first did that was drying. Here's the ones that we did after that, which this one's my favorite, and I think I'm going to do something like that again. Or maybe I'll do like just random circles. I don't know. But this time I'm going to lay down a cloth so that the other side doesn't get so wet like it did the first time when I did it. So, and I do like the way the metallics came out, like here and here, so I definitely want to try using more of those. And actually, you know what? Maybe I should try doing the whole thing metallic and see what happens. Who knows? Maybe it'll be magic. I don't know. We're going to play. Oh yeah, I meant to go rinse this out. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry. I'll make sure to edit most of that out. Me taking forever trying to rinse my little thing out. So let's try. And actually, you know what? It really doesn't even matter because honestly, you know what? I'm not going to bother because I forgot. I put on the butterflies and stuff, I forgot that I had put iridescent medium over top of it, or pearlizing medium. I don't know if you can see it. the shimmer from it. So it's not going to matter if I use the metallics. So there's no point in bothering, because they're not going to show up when I put the pearlizing medium. It's going to kind of cancel it out, and it's going to cover it up. So no point. I have it like in a landscape instead of the other way. I think I had it the other way last time. So let's do some more color. Let's just do some circles. I think I did circles on the other one a little bit. And we'll do dark pink. And we'll do a lighter purple. I definitely love, I love watercoloring. It's fun, as long as I don't have to actually draw something or color something in, or actually do art where I'm like painting a picture, As long as I don't have to do that, I'm good with it. But if I have to do any kind of like drawing, I'm gonna widen that a little bit, then I'm not good at that drawing stuff. Not good in that drawing stuff. I'm good at doing stuff like this, where I'm just messing around with random colors and making blobbies. And that works for me. And I think I'm going to do some splattering on this one as well. Because I did the back with splatters. Maybe I should, well, yeah, I'm going to splatter this with water. So this one, I didn't dry it, so it should have a much more bigger effect. Not a bigger effect, more of an effect than the subtle effect of this. So we're going for like much stronger water droplet effect this time. We're just letting them soak in. Wait, we're missing one. Give me some water droplets there. Alright, now we gotta try to mop it all up, dry it. Gave it a cool effect. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you can see the paper towel marks in it, which looks cool. And now we'll do some splatters with color. With some dark pink, or bright pink. And, ooh, I just splattered myself. And some dark purple. And a little bit of the teal, because that's my favorite. Well, pink is my favorite, but as far as these watercolors go, I think the teal one is my favorite. Oh, that's cool. When you do that, it gives like a cool pattern. Anywho, we're done. Okay, so I am going to put the cover back on this. La-ta-da, la-ta-da. I'm knock everything over while I'm at it. Okay, while this one's drying, which thankfully it didn't screw up the other side, we're going to work with this one. Now basically, from here, I'm going to clean off my work surface so I don't make a mess. Now you're going to take whatever stamps you have, or you can use die cuts, whatever, and you're going to die cut your things. Now I like to line it up so that I get the most out of my paper. And this one I have to stand up for, so because it's a little tight. But how pretty! And then you can use either side, or, you know, choose which one you want to be towards the front, but the back will still be done. This stamp is, or this dot, I keep saying stamp, this punch is like ready to, it's so not sharp, let's put it that way. It doesn't like me anymore. That's pretty. And I like how it gives the different colors. It hurts my wrists. This one's rough. And that, see how it's like not cutting properly? I'll have to go back and fix that. Pretty. Okay. There's 4 of those, and anytime I have any excess little spots that I know I can't cut anything else, I use either my circle one or my heart one. I try to get as many as I can. So I don't waste it. No wasting allowed. And I could have cut off the edge so that it's a straight edge. Now let's do some of these, since these are a bit easier to do. I should really be doing it this way to get better pattern. Because that's freaking groovy. Isn't that groovy? You get way better patterns by going this way. Groovy, groovy. Ow, I pinched my skin. I hate these stupid punches. I really do. I'm not a fan of punching. They hurt my hands and they pinch my skin. Good Lord. I'm going to have like a nice bruise there. I find that only happens with these punches. These EK Success punches, I think they suck. Honestly. Because they pinch your skin. Half the time they don't work properly. Not happy with them. They make me hurt. They don't like me. Ugh. Okay. Now we need to cut some more so we don't waste. No, these are pretty. I should probably keep these and put them in my scrap box. And these little things, I'm going to keep those too. I can make shaker cards with those. So we're going to put those in a little bowl. A little bowl. Okay, so we need to do some more of these suckers. I didn't do any of these colors. Oh. Pretty, pretty. I'm literally like killing myself to get these to punch. It's craziness. What's nice is any of the excess that I punch, like if I have leftovers, which I'm sure I will, I can use as embellishments and such and so forth. And now we've got room over here for a heart, for a little heart. If I position it just right, whee, I might be able to get two. Whee, a couple of hearts. Hot stuff, baby. Let's see. We need a couple of big ones. Pretty. Pretty. Oh, I love the way they come out. I love these colors. So pretty. Very pretty. That one came just close to the edge of the other one, but it's fine. It'll do. I can get one, I can get one, I can get one. Whoops. I keep shifting it every time I... I love this side. This side's fine, but this side's so cool. Isn't that badass? That's from doing the stripes, which I don't know if my camera shut off before I showed you the rest of that, but I think I started it where I was doing just the stripes of color and kind of letting them blend. It was awesome. So awesome. So unbelievably awesome. I'm trying to think how many I have here. So I would like to do some hearts just to have them on hand. What up? Okay, so I punched everything out. I did it because the camera shut off again, and so I had to unload it, and then I had some things to do. So I punched everything out, and then I took some of this. It's called pearlizing medium, and basically it just puts a pearly coat on the punch out on the thing. It just gives it a pearly, I don't know if you could see it. Let's see if I can look in here and see that? That's what it does. And since both sides are done, that's why it's got that kind of pearly sheen to it. Okay, so that's what I did. Now, these were all just punches. This was a border that you can do this with. If you have a border that has like a big pattern like this, you can make it into something like this, where it's like a flower or some sort of mandala or something like that. And I'm going to show you how really quick. So, how I figured out how to cut it properly was I would cut one side, like as if I was doing a border. Okay. I gotta stand up. Okay, I would cut it as if I was gonna start a border all the way on the end, and of course you get like that little piece. And then I measured how high it is from where it ends up. So it's about 1 1/4. So what's 1 1/4 and 1 1/4? 2 1/2. So that means if you want it to be, if you want to get these out of it, you got to make a strip that's 2 1/2. So it's got to be double the width of whatever it is when you punch the border. And this only works if you have this type of border where it's like big pieces like this, rounded or whatever. It's got to be that kind of border, if that makes sense. And of course I keep these little doodads. So then you turn it over and you put it in, and what I do is I eyeball it and line up the point here with this one so that it goes like that, and I'll pull it out even a little bit. I like to pull it out just a little bit, and then I punch the other side, and that's what I get. Then I have to taper these two sides in, that's it. So I'll show you how I do that. I'm going to cut all of these out real quick and then I'll show you. So I'm just going to do all three because I can get 3 out of this strip. So let me cut these out or punch them out or whatever. Flip it around, even up the point. And there's our star. You get the hang of it after you play with it a little bit. So, you know, don't be afraid to play around to figure out how to get it right. That's the best way I could tell you to do it. There's all kinds of things you could do with your punches, and there's all kinds of YouTube videos out there that will show you all the different things you could do with your punches. I figured this one out on my own, and then I went on YouTube because somebody had said, oh, I don't remember whether it was a live stream I was listening to, but they said, oh, you know, go to so-and-so's YouTube and they teach all kinds of things about what you could do with your punches. I ended up forgetting who it was, doing a search, and found all kinds of things you could do with your punches. And then what I'll do with this is I will punch, here, I'll punch a couple of hearts out of it. With the punch that likes to pinch my fingers. And I might be able to get one more heart out of it. If I can get the paper in there. Come on! I'm all about using up all my scraps down to that little bit. Or actually, this is what I got out of it. Alrighty, and now what I did was when I cut out all of these off camera, I took a little cup and I sat and cut out of all the little extra pieces. I cut out all these little tiny punches that I have. Little tiny, teeny, tiny butterflies. Hearts, little flowers, these little banners. I sat and did that out of all the junk. And then here's my confetti bucket with all these little confettis here that I'm going to save. Whoops, and I knock them over all the time. I pick out all this crap and chuck it. And then I took another piece of paper, in this case I'm using this, and I either scoop it up and pour it in, or I push it off the side into the container. But this little confetti stuff is good for like your shaker cards, and it's already decorated on both sides with pretty colors. So you can't beat that. You cannot beat it. Okay, so now I've got these punched out. Okay, and all I need to do is fix this little side here. And what you do is you take little scissors, or whatever scissors you got, and you just kind of go, you eyeball the little thingies. And then it's easier to flip it over. Just like that. That's how I do it anyway. It's the best way I found to do it. Minimal effort, maximum result. Oh, I didn't paint those yet. And then I'll show you what I did with the pearlizing medium. Okay, so there's the 3 flower things. Oh wait, here's another one. I forgot. I had 4. Did I already do that one? Oh yeah. I thought I only had 3. I was confused. That one snuck in there. He wanted some last minute attention. But I think the colors came out really cool on these, both sides. This one's got its little tip cut off, but I could probably fix that actually. I'm not really concerned about it. I still think it looks cool, and I will still use it for sure. There we go. It's not as noticeable, and I don't really care. I still think it's pretty, and that's all that matters, so that's what I have to say about that. Okay, so then I took a brush, take a little bit of this pearlizing medium, let's put it down on my mat, and all I did was just kind of dry brush it over it. And then it dries pretty quick, and then I do the other side. So that's what I'm going to do. I always end up needing more, but I'd rather put out less than more than I'm going to need. I don't like to waste, but we know this already. No wasting. Especially when I only have one little bottle of that stuff. I love this stuff. It's almost like using Wink Stella. Why can't I get my voice to work? Hello, voice, work now. This stuff is almost like putting Wink Stella, like the clear Wink Stella. That's what it looks like. It's so pretty when it's on that it's worth it. And then I could take the what do you call it to it? The heat gun real quick. It doesn't take long to dry at all. Dry. Yeah, dry, flip it over, do the other side. This way they're both even. But yeah, it literally, it reminds me of Wink Stella. It looks like Wink Stella, and it's a big bottle of it, so. So if you don't have Wink Stella, or you don't have the money to spend $10 on Wink Stella, this is cheaper for this little bottle than Wink Stella, and it looks the same. You just have to end up using a little brush to do your, you know, painting. If it's a small, tiny little thing you want to detail, just take a tiny detail brush and use that stuff. It dries so fast I can't ever tell what side I have, you know, it's still wet. I can't tell. Okay, now I get to dry it. And of course, you don't have to use this stuff at all. You can just leave it plain. This is just an option. It's an optional added little thing, but it's definitely not necessary. But you know me, I like some sparkle. I'm a sparkly person. So I'm going to get the paint off of here. And off my hands a little bit. My phalanges are messy. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to paint our popsicle sticks and start letting those dry while we put together our other little thingamabobbers. So I want it to be like that, basically. So I'm trying to find a color that I like. I'm thinking of doing it this color here, and maybe a little of that color there, maybe a little of that color there, and maybe a little of this color there. So maybe I'll kind of make each one of these sticks have some, yeah, these are the paints that you can get at Target. It's their brand of craft paint or whatever, and these particular ones are metallic. This is Target's brand of metallic paints. I don't know why I just did that on both sides. That was stupid. That's okay. That's alright. I'm going to finish painting these and I'll be right back. Okay. Let me get my chair. So I finished painting the sticks, and then I kind of took a pouncer brush and pounced some metallic purple. So now all the sticks are done, back and front, all ready to be glued together like that. And I'm just going to use some hot glue because I said so, basically. I'm going to eyeball where the center is, like that, and make a mess. Like so. That works for me. What do you think? And then we're going to eyeball that center there. That's fine. That's good enough, right? Good enough. And then I'm going to put a hanger right here. I'm going to wait until I actually get everything else on there and together before I do that. So I'm going to set that aside for now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little doodads and start gluing these together, and I'm just bending them up and leaving the body part like flat. So I'm, excuse me, bending the wing on either side of the little tiny body part there and putting a little bit of hot glue and sticking them down like so. And then putting another one on the other side. And you just want to find one that's a good contrast. Either a contrast or a complementary color, so it stands out a little bit, like this one stands out against the pink background. And then I'm just bending the wings. I forgot to put the string on that. Whoops. Okay, I'll peel that off, it's fine. I'll put it right back where it was so it won't make a big mess. I forgot to put the string. You're gonna cut off a piece of this stuff, whatever you want to use. You don't obviously have to use this. And put some glue. Put your string into the glue, and then put your glue on the back of your butterfly and put it over top of where the string is, and that'll be, and you're going to do that on one side of each of these. You don't have to do it on both. And that'll hold it up pretty much. See how cute? Very cute. So now I have 2. And you're just going to make a bunch more. So I'm going to cut another one of these so I don't forget this time. Put that there. Put that one on that side, that one on that side. I need a glue stick. Again, you're going to put a little bit of glue. You're going to stick your string on. And you can use like fishing line so that it's invisible if you want, but I kind of like the green. It gives it a springy kind of look. I like how that looks. The eyelash trim, that's what it is. I kind of dig it. I'll set that aside to dry. Let's see how many we got of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got 5 of those. Now let's see what I'm going to do with these flowers, because I do want some of them hanging as well. So before I put together any more butterflies, I want to see how I'm going to put together these flowers, because no, I have not thought of how I'm going to do this. I'm kind of thinking of it as I go, kind of thing. So, okay, get those out of my face. So, I could put slits in here. I could fold them and put them together that way. I'm going to try the slits, but I don't know how that's going to work with these things. Now maybe I'll fold them. And what I mean by folding is making an even kind of fold so that they equal up in the center, like so. As best as you can. Well, who knows, you probably don't have this, what do you call it, in the first place. And then let's see. Maybe what I'll do is just hang this from the center of it. Ooh, as I drop it on the ground. See how cute? Now that can be put from the center here. Maybe not that low. Maybe higher like that. I don't know, you can't see, but and then the butterflies can go all around it. Something like that, I say. I think that's a cute idea. 6. We need 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need one more butterfly doodad. It helps if you have a hot glue spatula that you can use. Any kind of silicone spatula will do. That'll help you not burn your phalanges when you're doing this, as I am extremely prone to doing. Okay, we got 6 of these. So what I'm going to do is, oh, my legs hurt. Woo, gotta stretch those out. So I want that about there. There's our first hanger. Now we need to find another one on the other side. And I can make them all different sizes, or yeah, I guess it would be good if they were all different lengths, kind of. If I don't like it, I can always take them off and do it again. There's no right or wrong or rhyme or reason for what the heck I'm doing. And they ended up being almost the same anyway, didn't they? I don't know how I did that. Well, that's alright. Maybe I'll keep the butterflies all the same and then make the ball, I don't know, do something. Beats me. This is my first time making a mobile thing. Maybe I'll do these two a little shorter. Well, don't get tangled up now, you dopes. Stop moving. Okay, so there's that, and then there is the matter of the ball. That's a good length for it right there. It's so hard for you guys to see because you're like seeing it from below, from above, I mean. But it's cute, trust me. You'll have to take my word for it. Maybe I'll take the camera down and show you in a minute. So cute. Now what I have to do is open up all the butterflies. Otherwise, they don't look as nice. I think it's cute. I'm going to have to put some sort of a hanger . Trying to think of if I want to use that or not. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is just take some of this and put some here. And over here. Voila! Cuteness. Such cuteness. What I'm going to do is attempt to take the camera down so that you can see all the beautiful cuteness that this is in a better way. So bear with me. Don't die. Don't get sick. Huh. Nope, wrong way. Can you see it? It's like a puppet. I can go do 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 do. But I think it came out really cute for just something I did on a whim and was just playing around. What I'll do is on the top, you can't see the glue underneath where I put the strings, but on the top right there, see how you can see the glue? I'm going to put buttons over top of that or something so it won't show like that forever. But is that not adorable for spring to just stick wherever in your house or in your kid's bedroom. I'm going to hang it in my office. So anyway, that's it. That's my video, folks. Actually, I'll hang it right here. So you can see its beauty. And actually, if I had a piece of paper, there we go. You can see it in all its glory. I think it came out really cute. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you'll give it a try. This is something you could do with your kids aside from the hot gluing. They can help you with the painting part, and then, you know, you could do the punching, and they can use wet glue. I'm pulling glue strings off. You can use wet glue to put the butterflies together, and they can help you with that. And then you could just do the hot gluing to the popsicle sticks. But they can paint the popsicle sticks, paint the papers, you know, and stuff like that. That would be a cute project for an afternoon, like if it's raining out. A nice spring rainy day. Well, I guess that's it, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And, yeah. Happy spring, because today or yesterday was the first day of spring. Make sure you do what you love and love what you do, and be nice to people. See you later. Bye! Okay, so I went back and I added some hearts on the string and a couple of flowers, as you could see. The hearts, flowers. And on the center one, there's a flower and a heart. And then on the middle of each butterfly, I put some pink stickles, just to give it some glitter in the center of each butterfly. So that's what I added. I just thought I'd let you know. Bye!